Ditching the Lambos, Rolexes, and PJs, these housewives walked away from million-dollar marriages. But was it ever true love? Or were these gold diggers jonesing for a sweeter honeypot? LuAnn de Lesseps clocked in with 2 divorces during her time on The Real Housewives of New York City. When the OGs signed on for Season 1 in 2008, she was married to Count Alexander de Lesseps. Back then, her shtick was all about etiquette and class, which she monetized with a book and her song, Money Can't Buy You Class. The Countess split from her first husband in 2009. LuAnn then played the field before she walked down the aisle with Tom D'Agostino in 2016. But that marriage lasted just 7 months.
I suffered a lot. I really suffered a lot.
Sticking with The Real Housewives of New York, original cast member Ramona Singer's marriage to Mario Singer appeared to be thriving during the early seasons. But despite their chemistry, Ramona filed for divorce in 2014 after Mario got caught cheating. All told, the couple were married for over 20 years. They have also managed to remain friends and even quarantined together with their daughter Avery in 2020.
I can never be with him again. What we had was very special and very good, but, things move on.
For her part, Ramona seems to enjoy being back in the dating pool, but she isn't rushing into anything serious. She told ET in 2021,
I'm at a stage in my life. I want a man. I don't need a man.
Real Housewives fans mourn Nene Leakes' husband Greg Leakes when he died in September 2021 after a battle with cancer. He seemed to be a great match for Nene and a caring husband. But the couple still endured a few bumps along the way. When Real Housewives of Atlanta debuted in 2008, the pair had already been married for 11 years. But after 2 years on the show, they split. Claiming that Greg cheated on her, Nene pulled the plug, telling Uncensored,
"You have to teach people how to treat you. It was me teaching Greg a lesson. And I think he got it."
After they divorced in 2011, the two later remarried. The couple stayed together until Greg's death 10 years later.
He's really sweetest, most authentic man to, it's not a brand, it is actually him.
Just after Noella Bergener joined The Real Housewives of Orange County for season 16, she appeared to be surprised when she was served with divorce papers only a few episodes in. The breakdown of her marriage to attorney Sweet James Bergener then became a key storyline. Sweet James filed for divorce in July 2021, and things were finalized in December of that year. Noella told E! News, "He had a midlife crisis, coupled with shame, coupled with some narcissistic spiral of just batshit craziness.
I need to take off my dirty robe and get out of my dirty bed and stop crying over a man who doesn't effing deserve it." Ugh.
For her part, Noella seems to have moved on with Bobby Shubinsky. As of late 2022, Erika Girardi's divorce is still looming. The split coincided with charges that her husband, former attorney Tom Girardi, had been embezzling money from clients. Though Erika filed for divorce in November 2020, by May 2022, she claimed to ET that divorce wasn't a priority.
If I was divorced from Tom, I'd have to pay him alimony.
I'll stay married, thanks.
Erika and Tom have been married since 1999. They are more than 30 years apart in age, but they still appear to be very much in love on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Still, there were also cheating allegations and revelations about Tom's mental decline. As Erika detailed on a reunion show, "I let go of my Lamborghini. I let go of my 16,000 square foot home. I let go of my marriage. I let go of everything. I literally made a decision that I had to." Kenya Moore's divorce also has yet to be finalized as of 2022. Moore joined The Real Housewives of Atlanta in Season 5, where fans watched her lose out with multiple ill-fated romances. But it seemed like she found true love with Mark Daly. The pair married in secret in 2017 and welcomed their daughter Brooklyn the following year.
I think I missed a lot of red flags.
After a slew of other allegations, Kenya told Bravo it all came down to being too busy to prioritize the marriage. The couple announced their divorce in 2019 after only 2 years together. According to Radar Online, the two battled over legal custody of Brooklyn, Daly's entitlement to a share of Moore's home, and their daughter's appearances on the show. There have been many, many divorces on The Real Housewives of Orange County, but no one has as much regret about theirs as Vicki Gunvalson. The OG of the OC even admitted of her ex Dawn on Watch What Happens Live.
So I'm not going to say that he wasn't good for me. I think that if I had to do all over again, I would not have divorced Don.
The couple called it quits in 2010 after 17 years of marriage. Vicki has always talked about her love tank needing to be filled, and it seems that she is back at it again. In February 2022, she confirmed to Access that she has a new boyfriend who's keeping the tank fully loaded. Teresa Giudice and her marriage to Joe Giudice took center stage during the early seasons of Real Housewives of New Jersey. But later, both Teresa and Joe served time for charges related to fraud, and since she stuck with him throughout the whole ordeal, many fans assumed she'd stay for good. She didn't. Joe was released from prison into ICE custody since he had never applied for American citizenship. He was eventually deported to Italy, and the two divorced. In November 2021, Joe told E! News that he was trying to fight his way back into the U.S., but Teresa has since moved on. She married Luis Ruelas in the summer of 2022. For a while, it seemed that if Camille Meyer had her way, she would likely still be married to Kelsey Grammer. But as we know now, Grammer had other plans. Viewers could sense something was amiss on season 1 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We barely saw Kelsey on camera, but when we did, there wasn't a lot of love being shared.
But this is his choice, and I can't change his mind.
As we found out later, the Frasier alum had a girlfriend, Kate Walsh, in New York, and he married her after his divorce was finalized in early 2011. Camille also moved on, marrying lawyer David C. Meyer in 2018. Real Housewives of Atlanta star Phaedra Parks divorced husband Apollo Nida during the show because, as they say, criminals gonna crime.
Don't play me, because you're playing yourself.
Parks made her debut in season 3, and her relationship with Nida was in full bloom for her first 4 seasons on the show. The couple had married in 2009, shortly before Parks became a cast member. Nida had done time for racketeering charges and was then arrested in 2014 and sentenced to 8 years for more white-collar crimes. Parks filed for divorce in October 2014, and she was granted primary custody of their 2 kids. Shannon Beador joined The Real Housewives of Orange County in season 9, and her marriage to David Beador hung on for a few seasons despite the obvious flaws. As she explained in Not All Diamonds in Rosé, David and I had been fighting. What I'd later learn is that the day after we started filming, David left for a trip to Key West, Florida, and started an affair.
It's pretty devastating.
After years of attempting to repair their relationship, the couple announced their split at the season 12 reunion, thus ending a 17-year marriage. David is now remarried and starting another family, while Shannon has been dating John Jansen since 2020. Cynthia Bailey is currently married to TV personality Mike Hill, but when she first appeared on The Real Housewives of Atlanta in season 3, she was with Peter Thomas. The two soon got married, but not without serving up the drama. Bailey explained in Not All Diamonds in Rosé, Peter came around and changed the game. He defended his wife and he voiced his opinions, which I thought was admirable. But the other women didn't like that. No thanks to drama between the cast and their own financial issues. After 6 years together, the couple called it quits in 2016.
Peter changed the course of my life. And for all the great things that came out of that, I'll always be grateful.
Bethenny Frankel's love life has been key to her arc on The Real Housewives of New York.
Get my way to the top. I can't even my way to the middle. I'm trying to my way to the bottom.
Her boyfriend Jason Hoppy appeared in season 3, and then on the spin-off, Bethenny Ever After. The two wed in 2010 when Frankel was pregnant with daughter Bryn, and according to People, separated 2 years later. They then spent nearly a decade in court. In her testimony, Frankel accused Hoppy of mistreating her, their daughter, and their dog. While the divorce was finalized in 2016, the couple fought over custody of Bryn as recently as 2021, according to the Daily Mail. Frankel revealed on her podcast, Just Be, I have spent millions of dollars, millions of tears. I have had a horrific Hall of Fame nightmare divorce. Frankel is currently engaged to Paul Bernin, but she says they're in no hurry to take the next step. Before her seemingly balanced relationship with hubby Eddie, Real Housewives of Orange County star Tamra Judge endured a far less peaceful union.
The happiest girl in the whole wide world.
When she joined the show in season 3, she was married to Simon Barney and busy raising their 3 kids. Their issues immediately unfolded on screen, and Barney filed for divorce in 2010. Still, as Tamra told Us Weekly, she and Simon have made amends since he was diagnosed with cancer in 2020. Tamra even reconciled with her daughter Sydney, from whom she was once estranged. When Gina Kirschenheiter joined the Real Housewives of Orange County in season 13, her husband Matt was never seen and didn't even live full-time in Orange County. So it wasn't a shock when the couple called it quits.
It's hard to say, so Matt and I, we're splitting up.
In July 2018, the recently split couple released a statement telling Us Weekly, "We will never end our friendship and will forever remain family. We are dedicated to raising our children together in a happy, healthy, loving environment." They briefly got back together, but within a month, Matt was arrested for domestic violence. The exes are now civil, and Gina is living with her boyfriend, Travis Mullen, and their 6 combined kids. Porsha Williams first appeared on The Real Housewives of Atlanta in season 5. She was married to football star Cordell Stewart and seemed more like a prim choir girl than a fun-loving party girl. Stewart and Williams got married in 2011, but separated 2 years later. Their divorce was finalized in 2013.
I just don't think I should be putting myself in that position anymore.
Following the breakup, Williams accused Stewart of abuse. For his part, Stewart denied the allegations via Radar Online. Williams has jumped into a number of relationships since the divorce, including an engagement to her daughter's father, Dennis Hot Dog King McKinley, and a later engagement to Simon Goabadia. If you or someone you know is dealing with domestic abuse, you can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. You can also find more information, resources, and support at their website,